Hello everyone! Today we're going to discuss on how to take care of our succulent. By the way, my name is Mercy and welcome to my channel. So mga besh, I'm going to discuss a succulent tips for the beginners and also for those who are struggling on how to take care of the succulent. So if you want to know more, kindly watch this video until the end. Succulents are becoming more and more popular each year. They are beautiful indoor and outdoor plant and come in a variety of colors. Once you buy one succulent plant, you'll want to buy another and another one. For me, I started off with one succulent that I put in my window. And now I don't know how many succulent do I have in my home. But if you are a newbie to a succulent world, then there are some simple and easy care tips that you need to learn. Why are succulents such a popular houseplant? Well, not only do they come in variety of beautiful colors and styles, they also extremely low maintenance. This is because succulent plants store water in its stem and leaves, then giving it a thickened and plump look. In fact, the word succulent comes from a Latin word succus, meaning juice or sap. Before you begin your venture into world of succulent, let's get started. Our top tips on succulent care for the beginners. We go into deep in details on the most important need to know succulent grower tips. But as a quick overview, topics of discussion on today's video. Succulents are planted using beefy, thickened leaves and also bloated stem that store water. Take care of succulent because they may get on water resource, for instance, drought and fog, which makes them tolerant of this dry season. There is a broad assortment of succulent transverting several plants families and also fantastic many people partner succulents. When choosing the best spot for the succulent, there are three main elements that you need to consider. These are drainage, material, and size. For drainage, it's the first and foremost thing you need to consider when choosing the best type of pot for succulent. Make sure you choose pot with drainage holes. These are super important and very essential for the succulent. Material. The next thing you need to consider is material. There is ceramic pots that usually popular choices and it is breathable materials and can work indoors and outdoors. Another one is plastic. This one is very convenient and cheap. A plastic pot is readily available from almost any home, DIY or gardening store you can walk into. The affordable material also comes from range of color and patterns. Next is some succulent type will also thrive in glass container, but you need to make sure on how to water your succulent properly. Some people also use wood container. This one is great material for the succulent. Is often in hot, dry condition and it can retain water and can last long time. The only downside is that wooden pots may begin to rot after a while, which can affect your succulent babies. Some people use a clay pot container because this one, the water can dry easily, so make sure that you check your soil before giving water if you're using a clay pot container. Next to consider is size. Finally, you need to think about the size of the pot that you need to get for your succulent. Luckily, most plants will come with label when you purchase them and tell the size of the planter that you need. But For those who doesn't have any size for the succulent, just consider how big or small your succulent before choosing the pots for them. For the soil requirement of your succulent, our next all-important for the succulents beginner is the soil. What is the best soil for the succulent? What is the best potting soil for succulent? Those are the questions that most of the people are asking. You need to get the soil that holds just right amount of water. Too little or too much will do damage your plant. When purchasing or making your DIY soil, there are some main ingredients that you need to look for or you need to consider. Organic matter is a must-have in any succulent to thrive, and this will often be peat moss. And also you can use your own, you can buy a ready-made succulent soil, but for me, I'm using a ready-made succulent soil, and then I'm putting extra perlite and extra pumice. I will drop the link on how do I made my succulent soil to make it a well-drained soil. For watering your succulent, the next question that you should mind when you water your succulent is how often or how many water do we need to give on our succulent babies. Well, overwatering succulents will rot the root and cause your succulent to dry, whilst underwatering will let it dry out and cause your own common succulent problem. Overwatering is one of the most problem that we are facing with our succulent babies. Because succulent came in all different varieties and size and are kept in many different living environments, we can't advise you on how often should we water our succulent, but make sure that you check your soil before you give water. I'm using my fingertips and checking the soil of my succulent before I water them. And also make sure that you're not going to water on the top of your succulent to avoid rot of your succulent on the top part of the plant. A top succulent care tips: only water the soil. If the water is left on the succulent leaves for too long, it will begin to rot. So always keep in mind that water only on the soil part and not to wet the leaves of your succulent babies. So if you're a beginner, always choose a healthy succulent when you're buying your succulent babies from the store. Some people are choose succulent who are dying already in the plant store because they want to revive the baby. But if you're a beginner, I'm not recommending you to choose a dying succulent to buy. Make sure that you pick a healthy one. Succulent care for beginners is about learning. So how to apply fertilizer for your succulent babies. You should make sure that your fertilizer is low nitrogen and water soluble. The best thing to do is buy a cactus and succulent specific fertilizer from your local gardening shop. This one is usually be good enough. But if you're looking for a DIY requirement, then you can use a coffee ground for your succulent. This one is good for your succulent, and although you can choose fertilize your succulent as often as 1 month, but only apply a fertilizer to your succulent during growing season, which is probably most often people apply fertilizer during spring and also summer. Potting the succulent or repotting your succulent babies. Although succulents are low maintenance and will only need repotting once every few years, It's important that you know the basic. First off, when you repot the succulent are usually placed in a small, tight pot because they like to be cozy. However, you don't want to end up restricting the growth of your succulent. So, check your pot regularly, and if the roots are growing out on the drainage holes, it's the time to repot. Another clear sign that you need to repot your succulent, the plant tops over the pot. So your plant already overgrown the pot. So you need to repot your succulent babies by the time. Make sure that when you are repotting succulents, you are only going to size up. Repotting will ensure your succulent stays healthy and replenished. This one will also make your succulent happy because they can have more nutrients that they can get if you pot them in a much bigger pot than the usual pot that they are having, which is already small to your succulent babies. Next is make sure that you groom or you clean your succulent babies. You just like other household item, your succulents will begin to gather dust if not regularly cleaned and taken care of. You should be dusting them off regularly and making sure that they don't have any residue in them. Although low maintenance, you should still taking general care of your succulent and doing regular inspection. This can include looking for pests, checking the soil, and ensuring that you're watering when needed and inspecting growth or overgrowth. And also make sure that you remove those dried leaves of your succulent to avoid the pests from gathering on that area of your succulent babies. And also, if you have any of your own tips or tricks on succulent care for beginners especially, then leave a comment below. There are always interested in learning new techniques and hearing about what works for you. So that's our only topic for today, mga besh. I hope you enjoy and also you learned something from our video today. So if you like this video, kindly hit like and also share it with your friend, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on our next vlog. So that's it for now. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!